Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid. I'm joined this time by Grippa and by Zan.
Hello.
Yellow.
And so just to get everybody caught up, we are we've got a war where Caelum has managed both by luck and through perseverance to survive, with Satis and Phalegra bouncing on his cap, him wiping the Phalegran army. He's now going on the offense against the monkeys. Meanwhile, the other person that was attacking him, Satis, has become quite entangled with Bogarus, and the Bogarus army, which was in Satis's land, had been like waddling back and forth as he got attacked by Jomen. And while
Yes.
Jomen was attacking Bogarus, we had the monkeys who had not really made peace with Caelum, but had backed off of them, had also made war on Bogarus. And Bogarus has some really tough decisions to make about what to defend and what not to. Okay, so we'll start with messages. Victory! News from within the walls of Warshin report that we have slain the false god Tsunaminix. And even the most powerful mages can fall to a well-prepared man with a bow. It seems that the Bogs have already replaced him. Their new commander-in-chief is a man named Hannibal, approached our invoice today. Jomen has great respect for anyone who freely inherits great hardship with no exception. Oh boy, this is getting too long, and it's in, like, prose.
Yeah, Jesus.
So, okay, currently have 4 assassins with handful of acorns and true shot longbows operating in conjunction with the main army. Their primary mission is to prepare forts for occupation, and they can be turned on enemy armies as well if the need arises. I wonder if that's how he killed the god, because he was talking about a well-prepared man with a bow.
Didn't the Bogarus Great Sage die in that battle he lost?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
I wasn't there.
Hearing rumors that Abyssia is looking to start trouble with me, but my scouts are reporting that they're having an increasingly difficult time with Lemuria. Okay, but we know that Abyssia and Lemuria have peaced out.
Oh, have they?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
they have.
Abyssia, what the fuck? Killed me or no?
Yeah, he had armies starving on Lemuria's cap. From Bogarus, well, the battle with Satis went worse than expected. I hope that air elementals would take care of the Satisian pretender a lot earlier. Satis is still uninterested in peace, so the battle didn't even result in peace. At least Phalegra told me they'd been planning to attack Satis in the next few turns, so that should stop Satis from counterattacking. Ulm and Abyssia have also told me they would be ending their naps with Jomen next turn. That would probably be this turn, I guess. The monkeys to my south have only sent chaff so far, so I'm hoping that their main army can beat them back. I'm really only surprised in general that nobody has rushed Patala really early with their Ultra Greed build of Turmoil 3, Sloth 3, and only a human pretender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a little rough. My conclusion so far is Patala is great at diplomacy, especially because they're working with Jomen despite committing no real armies. Okay, so here was the fort, I guess, where he killed... Yeah, all the mages inside are dead. I think he's just purged this of anybody with an IQ above, like, 80.
Do Jomen's assassins have scale wall?
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that's one of the cool things about Jomen. You know, they don't have magic paths, but they're
Doesn't matter.
scale wall, so... They have the little
If I
shurikens,
may,
too.
I'm going through a game right now as early HTNG. I have all the research. I have everything. I'm dumpstering McCone, but his stupid Crypties with that same setup, the True Shot Longbow and Vineman, are just I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Fight starts, they just one shot or interrupt the casting of the mage. Doesn't matter the bodyguards.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
seems like
setup's disgusting.
like a solid setup. I mean, there's obvious counters to that, right? Like anything that gives Aerofend or Twist Fate or, luck. So, but yeah.
Say no more. Bogarus Luck, Twist Fate guys coming out.
Yeah. Well, no, it has to be an item, right? Because you don't have time to cast a spell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the longbow will shoot you before you cast your first spell.
Okay, so Jomen moved in and gets attacked by Indy. So he put a big force here because
We good?
yeah. Let me see what's going on here. This guy's doing Legions of Steel. We got a bunch of a bunch of Earth buffs basically coming out, and then Moss Body for the casters. Yeah, okay. So the plan here is basically it looks like a bunch of Earth buffs. I don't know. We can check again. See if we can see if he has flaming arrows. No. This guy like theoretically could, but
These are really good mages. I've never fought against the Jomen, so
yeah.
the first time I'm seeing their mage lineup. It's really good.
Yeah, no, they have super good mages. They're like one of the best path access nations in the late age. Maybe only second to Bogarus, who they're munching on right now. Arco has really good magic access too. I think Jomen's a bit more. I don't know. Both Arco and Jomen have a lot of like randoms, so they're not like ultra reliable. But okay. So this is strange because we were speculating whether Bogarus would move south because he needed to move here this turn in order to knock off this army this turn, which we knew was going to break the fort. So we were thinking he moves here, and then he has a decision. Do I come back and patrol my capital if Jomen has a really scary force that moves in here? Or do I go and knock them off this fort?
Well, he killed the 2 scouts, so I think he just patrolled his capital.
Right, but there's no real reason to do that unless you had research you wanted to do and didn't want to commit many mages. Patrolling the cap, not a really high value move. Maybe you put like a mage or 2 here to deal with Ryujin if they try to thug into you, but this fort's now basically for free. Like, it's gone.
I'm with you. A situation like that, he's got to be moving. He's on the clock. Can't just sit around.
Right. Even if he moves south to make Jomen think he's going to go for Patala, that would still be good because he could move back and patrol his cap.
Yeah, it increases his options.
Right. So anyway, he's kind of pinned in now to not even really having a move. I don't even think Jomen's going to attack him this turn. I think Jomen storms the fort. Maybe this army moves around, and they can take their sweet time coming to actually finish him off. Sitting in your cap is not a good plan.
I'm not saying jack shit. All right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Although, I will say, does Bogarus even really have a choice? Like, yeah, he can move south towards the Patala army, but then what? Like,
no, so
he's gonna leave his cap there, and you have the massive Jomen. That just invites Jomen.
We weren't certain what would be here, right? And we're not certain of Bogarus's research. It's possible.
Oh wait, was that Jomen army not there last turn?
No, it was like here and here.
Oh, never mind then. I got nothing. If that was empty last turn, then yeah, move out. But if that Jomen army was there last turn, and then he moved south, at just hoping Jomen wouldn't attack, well then why wouldn't Jomen attack the next turn? Like he moved the army out.
Yeah, Jomen couldn't really attack with anything but thugs. I mean, I don't know what the play is here for Bogarus, but it's possible, depending on what Jomen put here too, and maybe possible even against this, you come up with some super cool budget defense. Like maybe 5 mages and all your PD could somehow take this out, or who knows exactly. But those are options. So Satis hasn't been raiding much of this stuff back. Pellegra has told Bogarus they're going to attack Satis, but I don't see any evidence of this. I mean, there's garbage here. So, okay, there is evidence of this, but this is disrespectful. Like, to attack Satis with this pile of garbage.
I'd do it. Have some freaking pikeneers.
Yeah. Okay, we had a slight technical issue, but we're back.
Entirely Zan's fault. I want this on the record.
Okay, so but yeah, Satis kind of hanging tight. They lost a big battle last turn. What happened last turn was Bogarus was like leaving. They were like, I don't know. They had their army here, and they decided to stay. And Satis went to take it back with like a proper army, foul vapored Bogarus, and got all their shit killed. But this is like classic lose-lose bullshit. So
yeah, no one wins that.
Yeah.
Bogarus, you need to like not be in Satis land. Please leave.
He's tried to get Satis to peace out. Satis won't peace out with him. So he's pissed. I think that's most of what happened. We'll come down here and look at the monkeys. So the monkeys are on this fort, but Caelum is making... we lost the Raven Lord, which is a bit of a zinger, but he's got a lot of troops, guys. Look at this. I mean, this could come over here and take this from Satis. There's a lot of birds.
Yeah. The birds are indeed birding.
Yep, that's a pro Caelum matchup for me.
I mean, okay, he does have enough stuff to defend his capital. He needs to like move and patrol here, keep people off his capital. But if he's doing that, he can't really defend any of his other lands.
Did Caelum and the monkeys peace out?
No, that was the thing. So
why the hell are the monkeys on a Bogarus fort? I'm so confused by these
forts. Let's do a recap. Patala, Satis, and Falegra dishonorably 3v1 Caelum. Caelum gets fussy and pieces out because this is like one of their first multiplayer games, right? It's a new player game. And
pieces out as in left.
Yeah. Like he's like,
got it.
Find me a sub. I don't want to play this shit. Which, honestly is a bit understandable. It's kind of shitty.
Which is the dream.
So I ended up getting a sub who probably is a bit more experienced, but I tried to get this guy to like come in and help, like give some advice to the to the Caelum player before he left, like to keep him from leaving. Well, the Caelum player just ends up leaving, and this guy ends up taking over. So we've got like more skilled hands. That guy is since subbed out I think this turn he's out actually about to sub out, something like that. Because he was like, I don't want to play the position in a new player game if it's actually viable, and it's now definitely viable. But then, so Satis and Falegra are like kind of squabbling over who's going to get the capital. They end up bumping. Satis is upset that he loses the bump, gets his assassins patrolled out, and his damaged Falegra, who was his buddy, I guess, in this, and decides he needs a sub, so he leaves. Patala, meanwhile, has gotten all the lands Patala thought he was going to get. Like, he had, like, this stuff, right? He thought he was just... Like, he wasn't committed to the destruction of Caelum. I mean, he organized the coalition, but he didn't have big ambitions for how much land to get.
Well. The shoe was on the other foot, I guess.
Yeah.
Then.
So he, like, gets his land, and then is like, okay, I'm going to go, like, be a part of another 2v1, join up here against Bogarus. He thought Caelum was done, so he never bothered piecing out with him. Well, Caelum makes peace with everybody who was previously attacking him except Patala. And maybe, I'm not sure what's going on with Satis here.
This is just the Charlie Day pointing at the wall with post-it notes and lines, like, picture of, like, these war things. Because everyone's attacking everyone while fighting somebody else.
A little bit of that, yeah. But yeah, it's the Patala position's starting to look a little bit desperate. Because he can either defend his cap against the amount of birds in the area, or he can defend his provinces. He can't really do both. So we'll see.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but it's like, damn, people. Diplomacy.
That's it, guys. That's the whole turn. We got 14 minutes. Let's go ahead and do the next one. 28, I believe. We can fit this all into one episode.
Yeah, all these turns.
Oh, wait,
right
delete?
Here.
No. Do not delete. the delete key is right next to the enter key, apparently.
Thanks.
All right. From Patala, Caelum refuses to die. How troublesome. At least we Patalans know the value of bringing a second shovel to grave digging.
Sir, you are on a Bogarus fort.
Okay. Falegra, well, it's time to declare war on Satis. It was nice while it
Not
lasted, but
Caelum.
these lizard men weren't going to last anyways. Okay. So he attacks Satis with some fearsome militia.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. The disrespect.
This is the most new player army ever.
Yes.
And I cannot say I haven't used it myself.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past the militia to route right about now. It was in the world of the possible. And he also attacks here with... Is this only mercs? It's literally... Wait, no, Reavers of the Deep. Okay, this is... I think he got an event where you get militia, and that's why he has exactly 60.
Yeah.
And then this is mercs. This is like... This is so disrespectful. Okay, so he takes this. Patala takes this fort. There's 2 calendologists in here. Calendologists are not very good by themselves because they can't do elementals. And Mindburn...
But they can cast Twist Fate repeatedly forever, therefore always negating all damage.
Yeah.
New strat.
I mean, 2 Astropalagists with 6 air gems. They'll summon 2 elementals apiece, then they'll go to sleep for about 10 turns and summon 2 more. They actually have I won't say a strong chance, but they have a fighting chance of actually killing this army. Like, they probably won't, but there's a chance.
They killed a lot.
Yeah.
Because the wall archers... But yeah, he just sat here and patrolled his cap, and Jomen, taking his sweet time, just sends the Sneck in.
And a whole bunch of shark spread.
Yeah. Jomen moving here... I mean, Bogarus moving here instead of here, which is a very strange move. Oh, except he got... Okay, he got a fair amount of income from this. I can understand wanting to control this.
Yeah.
It's extra PD right there.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you more about this strategy of, like, sitting in your capital. Like, on one hand, it's easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. But you're giving up any chance of winning. Like, the, slim chance you had to, turn this around into a win. If you give up all your forts, you're kind of giving that up. You know? So, I would ride out and fight, force fights wherever I can before I start giving up forts like this.
That farm also links all of his provinces together, so it's not just that income, it's all that income.
Let's look at that. That's a pretty good point, Jan.
I think he would have had it last turn because of the siege.
Okay, well, his income's coming back up. Yeah, he's had it 2 turns.
Yeah, because the siege would have also linked it up.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, regardless of that.
Yeah, it's a good move.
You're still right.
Yeah, it's a good move.
You're still right. If you just stay in your cap, you're going to get outscaled eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but he's basically made a 2 or 3 turn decision here to sit on his cap, and that's not very good. Either attack, if you want to fight, attack into them. If you think they're going to move around you, try to catch the army, but just sitting here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from personal experience a pretty feels bad, man.
Yeah. And the other thing about just sitting and patrolling, if that's what you're doing every turn, you're setting yourself up for stuff like Ryujin, Foul Vapors traps and stuff. You don't want to be that predictable. Okay. I think so. We've seen all the stuff on this front. Oh, let's come down and look at the monkeys again. Wait, wasn't there a war with the monkeys?
Yeah, monkeys were
this
were with
Elamites. Oh, but Caelum is hung tight. Caelum hasn't. Okay, so the monkeys reinforced their cap, but Caelum didn't attack further, which...
Is that the ovens?
Where?
Next to Pala?
No. Devil's Furnace.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is what's interesting to me. Bogarus hasn't attacked this Caelum fort. Not Bogarus. Yeah, Caelum hasn't attacked this Satis fort, which I kind of was expecting. And he hasn't gone out and raided more, which I also was expecting.
Yeah, he could also just immediately destroy that throne.
Yeah.
That Patala throne on the northeast there could just be 1 turn destroyed.
Oh, these are
more militia.
These are 14 protection crossbows that basically are almost like heavy infantry, except for shittier attack and defense stats.
But they're up against militia. Those are good attack and defense stats at this point.
And opposed to doing the militia stuff.
Oh gosh.
I don't think the birds were going to win this fight anyway in the back lines.
Not with that few.
Yeah. Wrecked. That's unfortunate.
So the bird's still at war with Phlegra, or is that just diplomatic dealings?
These were diplomatic things. I think he got these things back, and Phlegra gets these. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to get this too, I think. So
Phlegra got the farmland they should have had on turn 3.
Yeah,
Got
it. They've upgraded it to a citadel, so that's kind of cool. We can go through here and just look at some of these things. We've got Scout from Jomen being caught.
A lot of Cerulean warriors. Jeez.
Ulm was saying he was going to declare in his nap on Jomen. He would have time to get this. Okay, these armies. So the question is, where is this going? If he brings all of this, if he can get all these guys over here to the Jomen front, he could probably take a fort off of them. But Agartha is a free agent. Go ahead. Is
this the start of the big anti-Jomen coalition?
Well, that's what Bogarus was wishing for, and Ulm and Abyssia had both told him nice things about helping with Jomen. And Abyssia does have a lot of troops that are moving to this border, so he may be doing it.
Yeah, and if Ulm gets Agartha into it, then his north is secured as well. Or Ulm, if Ulm gets Agartha into it.
I don't know if Agartha is going to get into it, but we'll see. Well, Agartha is very inscrutable. Building temples everywhere, no labs, except here. Tons of skelly spam, like he loves units. Which can be good. Like that strat of making a boatload of units can be good, but you need to use them, as we've been saying for like 20 turns.
He's got the Titan of the Underworld. He's just cosplaying as Hades.
Oh, cool. That could be it.
A good Titan.
That could be it.
Yeah, he just wants to have.
He's doing some role playing. I approve. Should we have time for one more? I feel like not much has happened. Let's keep zipping forward a bit. 29.
Yep, that's good.
All right, we get a bit more action. Jomen, surprisingly, Abyssia ending his nap with me isn't the most stressful situation to deal with this turn. To the north, we've seen Arco send a throne army down south to my border with sister formation on its heels. I assume hostilities here. I'll give him the siege on 144, utilizing assassins to dwindle his 16 mages. It's a cheeky move, but I'll need to seek a decisive end to this war if I want to focus on Abyssia, which will require a lot more finesse. Man, look at this. New player game, he's using fancy words like finesse. Damn. I believe he'll throw his troops at 136 as well. If I'm wrong, he'll know that I'm ready to deal with him. If I catch an army there, I will remove any chance of reinforcements, and I'll have 2 armies to threaten his capital. Macro plan is to defeat him in detail on 144 while we cut his retreat to 49. Noob game, so we'll see how this all translates. I mean, you're not talking like it's a noob game. Damn.
Look, Jomen needs to be attacked by all his neighbors, or the game is very much in a bad spot for everybody else.
Yeah.
Second coming of Ruin.
Okay, so Jomen has pivoted back. This aggression from everybody else. If you recall last turn, this Jomen army was here and this one was here. What's happened is the one that was here shifted back to this fort. And the one that was here shifted up here. So this is a good move. People are showing aggression towards him. So instead of continuing to just overextend into Bogarus and potentially lose an army, he's starting to retract, to core up, where he can maybe take a better surprise fight on the defensive or something like that.
Yeah, he's pretty much turning around and showing Arco that although Bogarus might be crying for you to attack me, if you fight, it's not going to go well for you. Does Archocephaly have poison resistance in its bless or means to cast it?
we can see. Wait, whoops.
And does Jomen know to use that silly little spell?
Well, it's not going to be amazing against Cerulean Warriors. I mean, 20 hit points is a lot. I think this was the attack and magic weapons, yeah. But I mean...
the repel one.
He's mostly scales anyway, right? So...
Yeah.
They certainly can cast Poison Ward and stuff, right? The question is, how much research do they have? What have they researched?
It's hard to paint Poison Ward on Cerulean Warriors, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be... I think if Arcocephaly does win the fight, it's going to be very bloody.
But I think as we saw, like, with this thing with Satis and Bogarus, I think y'all missed it, but that battle where Satis has got Foul Vapored the Bogarus army, like, it did not automatically win a battle. Like, that Satis lost the battle pretty badly. Like, he got butchered. So, and that was against, like, little humans like Bogarus. These like, Foul Vapors can be good, but it is not going to, like, win this for Jomen.
Yeah, I mean, has Arco said he's going to attack Jomen?
No.
Have we gotten any, like, contact from
No.
him? Okay.
I think he said he was open to it. But I don't... Because I think Bogarus was talking to him, or I think he said he was open with it, but, like, not committing at all. Like, maybe he was even talking about going on somebody else. I can't remember exactly. But he definitely didn't give any kind of commitment.
What I'm scared of is that if he goes to that farm to the southeast, that cuts off Ulm immediately.
Yeah.
And his positioning, like, if you're going to attack any of those provinces, he's probably going to attack that farm. Because it's a fort, he's got a big army, he's going to want to crack it. And then what? Like,
well, so Ulm has said they might join, but notably missing from this message was a message about Ulm ending his non-aggression pact. So exactly. Right, it was going to be that Ulm and Abyssia ended, but it turns out that only Abyssia did. Meanwhile, if we actually look at Ulm's movements, which I think are often more important to look at than what they say, this army was here the previous turn. It's starting to move north. This makes it look like maybe he's going for for Lemuria, who came in here and took this throne. And the last thing you often want is Lemuria coming and having like a dom-spreading throne right on your border.
Is Lemuria at peace?
Yeah, I don't know if they have a non-aggression pact.
Well, but they're not actively at war with someone.
No.
Huh, what turn is it?
Dude, they had a pretty rough start to the game.
They did, but it's still.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a recovery. They've got, it's turn, to answer your question, turn 29. But they've got, I mean, dude, five forts on turn 29 is horrible. That's including the capital, right? Like, that is, oh no, it's 6, including the capital.
6.
I mean, that is god tier horrible. Like, it is so bad. I just did a single player game against all impossible AIs as Lemuria, and I like custom picked all the nations I'd fight so that they all had magic weapons just about. And yeah, I mean, like, this is what Lemuria should look like on turn 10. Or 11.
Yeah, that's he's just gonna be sitting there with like dead land. He has to fight somebody, and I guess Ulm isn't a terrible choice.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing about Lemuria too. Like, Zan, you're kind of reacting like, oh god, he hasn't been coalitioned yet, and it's like, I'm like, oh well, he's really small. Yeah, that said, Lemuria really shouldn't be. You don't have to kill them right away. But you do have to kill them. They kind of cannot be tolerated to exist unless they're like 1 or 2 forts, right? Because late game for them is still utter dark.
Mm-hmm. And they just keep making their mages. Even if they die in little skirmishes, they're just going to come back. They're immortal.
Right. So...
yeah, the moment any of their neighbors show weakness, here come the ghosts.
Right. So it's...
exactly, yeah.
I think the thing with Lemuria is like figuring out the right time to kill them, right? Like it's depending on who all the neighbors are, how well they're doing, all the other wars. But you can't, if you've waited till like turn 80, it's probably too late. You probably want to take care of it more around like the turn like 10 to 30 mark.
Yeah, around now is where you should be good into the war. Because I always disagree with the people that attack them on turn 5 or whatever. I mean, that's one way to do it. But I think that's when Lemuria is at almost its strongest. You want to wait till you get your first key spell and then go at it with them.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We were talking about it before, but like I think there's two things. There's like, do you want to contain them? And there's, do you want to kill them? You can try to contain them at turn 10. Right? So that's like skirmishing over provinces, like trying to deny them income a little bit, doing some squabbling. A challenge with that is they're really good at fighting PD, which is what you're going to be primarily defending yourself with then, right? But you're not ready at turn 10 for most nations except maybe Caelum to kill them.
I agree.
Right? And that timing is probably more like you have some bags of wine, you've got anti-magic, you've got your death caster, all the things. And that's when you have and your real power is siege force, right? And you've got a big sieging army and you're ready to go attack them. So, and you're right, that's probably not going to be till like turn 20.
Yeah, I don't agree with the immediately killing Lemuria thing, but I think that its neighbors need to work on containment and then just all right, now we got a couple things. Time to go, snuff out the ghosts.
Right.
Because as long as you don't lose land to them, and that is enough, because they will burn down their own land, and at that point, okay, they can't build too many more forts unless they go on the offense somewhere else.
But yeah, so let's see what throne they got. They got the Throne of Water. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
good for consoles.
Dude, that's really good. I mean, the consoles will definitely appreciate the defense, but they also like the Hydromancer. I mean, this is Grip of Winter casting. Like, that's kind of a big deal. I don't think anybody here except Caelum is going to be able to deal with Grip of Winter.
Abyss, you can do it. You just cast Eat from Hell.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You just cast Eat from Hell and you're good. Ulm, I think, would have a hard time, and Agartha can technically do Heat from Hell. I'd have to look at them again. They get fire, but I don't know how good fire they get.
I think everybody can actually deal with it if Heat from Hell is an option. So,
also shout out to Quagmire.
Yeah,
good spell.
Right, because these guys don't. They float. They ignore it. Right.
I'm not sure if they do. I'm also kind of having. Okay, wait. For movement purposes, it counts, but that
for movement and combat purposes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have swamp. They have swamp and forest survival. Okay. So they're immune because they have swamp survival.
I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Wasn't this a flagrant province he took back? Did we see all the things over here? Oh no, we've got a whole new turn of stuff. Did we get stuck in reading the messages and wait, what were we doing? Okay, we were talking about Jomen in this, and then we went and looked at Lemuria. He got the throne. The water income is also really nice. On the Caelum front, he's taken this from Phlegra, some minor losses of militia, gets a deep crevasse, and he attacks. Oh my goodness. All right, this is good. This is our first get out your popcorn moment. Get out your popcorn. We've got a Nagaraja with a bunch of yogis, some of which have these headdresses of the bull or whatever.
Yeah, okay. I was going to ask what the hell they were.
It's a great item.
And presumably he's going to be buffing up these elephants. Let's take a look at what gets cast. Ooh, a bunch of Strength of Giants going off on these guys. He's got... How is he casting that? Because that was turn 1. Oh, it's this guy. His god. This is his god doing Strength of Giants turn 1.
And that thing.
This is a hero, I take it?
Yeah. Not that chassis specifically, but those paths, that's a hero that he gets.
Yeah, I think... Yep. I forget which mod it was conflicted and messed up the chassis.
Yep.
But that was a thing.
That's an interesting chassis too. If he puts it on the coast, there's a chance he gets an event that gives him another hero.
Oh, that's cool.
A really good one too.
Okay, so we've got 2 Strength of Giants casters.
I'm still scared for Caelum.
That's a lot of Strength of Giants.
He should win this.
He's not going to love the trample. All right, they've taken off. All right, the elephants immediately die, and he's in among the Mage Corps.
If the Nagaraja would have buffed itself.
I think he might have routed them.
If that Nagaraja would have done Iron Skin Moss Body, it wouldn't have died.
He's got one Atavi
like
chief.
At all to that Caelum army.
There's one Atavi chief. Where is he?
Right there, behind the crossbows.
Protect the Atavi chieftain at all costs.
Yes.
Earth elementals.
They'll be there in a few minutes. Just give them some time.
Hopefully Caelum doesn't HP her out.
That's what I'm worried about. I think he's going to lose a lot of these birds.
Yep, because of that one Atavi chief. I didn't spot him earlier, that's why I thought he was going to just auto-win.
Like, Strength of Giants make sure that they kill a whole bunch of shit with them, but they're still just going to die.
Well, they can repel those snakes pretty easily. So it's mainly the Bandar Warriors just being stacks of hit points.
Oh man, these guys in the front actually...
Are they on fire and keep distance? Are they on fire? Is that what's happening here?
No, they routed.
Nope.
They're actually
they got attacked by these ice guards.
Oh, army route.
Alright, so Patal is routed. Okay, but it looks like...
I think the critical thing was actually these ice guard that hit the front and then this earth elemental. Because that's what broke the Atavi. Because otherwise these Caelum guys have all run in the back.
Yeah, it was really close.
He honestly might have won if he just had more PD. But this, in some ways, Caelum won in spite of his low numbers, right? He got like a good number of Strength of Giants off. He got a lot of buffs off. Those were things that helped swing this fight for him. Because normally when you're fighting with the birds, you want to outnumber the enemy. And that was not the case here. He was outnumbered pretty significantly. Like, he was outnumbered almost 2-1, which is not what you want as birds.
And better quality in the Bandar Warriors. Without Strength of Giants, Caelumites can't kill them very easily.
I'm pretty sure this is a lot more gold on the Patala side, and Patala still lost.
You'd be surprised.
Because the Gurus are expensive. This is definitely more gold on the Patala side. Like, these guys are only 10 gold. These guys are only 10 gold. These guys are 15. These guys are 15, but all the Bandar are 15 or 16. He's got 2 elephants at 100. 2 of these guys, I'm pretty sure. I'm not patient enough to sum it up, but I think it's at least like 60% more gold for Patala.
Yeah, I think Patala lost, but still took out a lot with
him.
Like,
but he's losing ground over here. Caelum also attacked over this way.
Well, yeah, he did the right thing of having extra troops, but not enough BD.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, Caelum might have been better served having these guys clean up in the main fight, but...
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, things are looking real desperate for Patala. Fortunately, this army can get back before I think all the rest of the bird reinforcements can get over here, but... the birds have 3 forts, right? So that's a fair amount of infrastructure to put up. Ooh, Caelum pinging this.
And late age Caelum is gold limited, not so much anything else. So 3 forts is enough for.
Oh, this is a funny little detail. We've got this army of Satis that's been camped out here for forever. What's up, guys?
That's literally the most Satis thing in the world. Yeah. That right there is a perfect example of playing late age Satis.
Oh god. And then Bogarus, they rode out up here, driving these guys back. Let's take a look at how this army was set up very quickly. A bunch of Malia Drusina. Oh no, I see a lot of Astropalages with a lot of air chims. Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Do not fuck with these guys. Kill some barbs. Yeah.
There you go. He wrote out.
He wrote out. I mean, that's good. I mean, Patala. So, I mean, depends how much he knows.
There's also a lab there.
Patala basically has to go back to defend their capital. He could suicide into Bogarus's capital, which I think would be unwise. But that means this army, like, Bogarus can defend this pretty easily with what he's got here. This army can come over here and mess with Jomen.
I don't think they can.
I think they would murder this. If these stacks combine...
Why would Jomen fight?
Well...
They have assassins.
Oh, yeah.
Would you take that Bogarusian army and walk it on top of that Jomenese fort, not knowing how many ninja are inside?
I mean, Grippa knows how disposable I think my mage core is as Bogarus.
If they die, they die.
Yeah.
Playing like a real Bogarusian.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the only mage we tried to protect died to a soul slay immediately.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'd want to sit on it 2 turns. I might wait for a little bit more siege strength. But
yeah, there's a lot of shit in there. I would not immediately attack.
I wouldn't do it while this army's here and can reinforce. But if this army moves off, I would.
I don't think so. I think Jomen's best move with that army in the forest is just walk onto the throne, and then you keep both your forts in check with it.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing.
You have Arco's army in check and Jomen's army and Bogarus's army in check if you move from the forest to the throne.
Yeah, that's a reasonable point.
Also, just want to note that Jomen still hasn't taken an underwater province. He's just forsaken those trolls.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, those are pretty spooky, but...
And he got attacked by Trogs next to his cap. Oh, he's lost 2 provinces in his cap circle.
We were joking about that the last time. There was also... So, here's Bogus. There's Trogs. There was another thing. I think there were barbs or something somewhere down here. I mean, it was like the Indies were actually conquering him. It was really funny. It's like position 1 getting conquered by Indies.
Jomenese rebellion going on.
Did no one take that
Civil War?
Was that or did because?
Oh no, this was also taken by Indies.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Misfortune 2 or no, Misfortune 3 basically free scales.
Oh yeah, that's there's your problem.
I mean, we were calculating this a few turns ago. We were calculating how much gold, like how many gems he's lost from this site being gone because they've been gone a while.
Christ.
Oh, that one doesn't count. And then this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's up there like 60 gems now. So, Misfortune 3, not exactly free. Yeah. So anyway, this is in limbo. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if Patala. What do you think, Grippa? I feel like you have a pretty good sense of the pulse of these players. Where's this army going from Patala into Bogarus, back to defend capital? What do you think?
Oh, he's fleeing. He's 100% going. Can he pass from that forest to the south? Like
No,
that
he can't go that far.
Well, I meant if he goes into the forest,
Yeah.
then can he go south?
Yeah.
It looked like a mountain range for a second. I don't know. That's a weird province border. But yeah, no, he's definitely running away. Run to your cap, good sir. Be me. If he doesn't, I'm gonna laugh so hard because just goes on Bogarus's cap, watch me, witness me.
Witnessed. Yeah, I think that's it. Abyssia, they are moving stuff over this way, so we'll get to see what they're gonna do.
That waste.
The thing you have to realize, I think, as Abyssia is you're threatening Jomen's capital. So you're going to be like a high priority for him.
Absolutely.
But it should be interesting. All right. Zan, what are your closing thoughts?
This is getting wild.
All right, Grippa?
I love the merry-go-round wars. It's like, you attack me, I'll attack this guy's back. You attack my back, I'll attack that guy's back.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, absolutely.